guys, I'm gonna get today started with supper again, but I'm gonna be making chili using my crock pot. I have found that this is my most favorite way of doing it. You know, yesterday I cooked the beans, and I'm gonna put these in here. They don't look that wonderful right now, but they'll be fine. They'll look great later. They'll look delicious. I believe the navy beans cooked a little bit different than the black beans, so I maybe shouldn't have cooked them together, but that's alright. It won't matter. In the end, it won't matter, because it's all going to taste yummy. So I'm going to put the beans in there. I thought that one bowl was going to be enough, but it wasn't. So this was 2 cups of beans that I cooked in my Instant Pot. And I did not put any seasoning or anything like that in it. I just put water in there and cooked that. And I told y'all that I think I told y'all, I don't know. Anyway, I was going to cut up that meat, that ground beef that we had left from the burgers. And no, that's not much meat, but that's alright. There's a whole lot of protein in there with all the beans and stuff. So I'm going to put a can of, I actually didn't mean to pick up the stewed tomatoes. But you know what? I'm using them because they're here and I've already washed them. I set myself up last night and I went ahead and took all my cans out and washed them and got everything ready for cooking this today. So there's the stewed tomatoes. I usually use diced. These are Italian style stewed tomatoes. Do I want to use... Let me go grab a can of diced. I'll be right back. It doesn't matter if I use 2 of the same. It's not going to hurt, but I really don't want them all to be real big like that. I don't mind some of them. It's good for variety. These are, let's see, what are these? They are diced with basil, garlic, and oregano in them. But now, they're pretty big themselves, aren't they? That's alright. And then I'm going to put a thing of tomato paste in here. And I've shown y'all before, years ago, I do believe, how that I take and I open both sides of my, oh, this one's got drippy drips happening. Both sides of my tomato paste, and then I take one side and I push through to the other. Jeff taught me to do that. And I wondered before if that's why that they have both sides where you can open it. I don't know if they do or not. But either way, I do have another can over here, but it is not for this meal. It is for my coffee creamer, and I'm going to make that with y'all too. I was going to make it with y'all the other day, but this is chili beans. And they have changed the chili beans at Aldi. We don't like them as well, but we've been using them for several years, and they were good. And then sometime in the last little bit, they've changed them to whatever this is. But we have them, so we have to use them up. And what I do is I just add extra chili powder because they don't taste the same as they used to. And I do have my crock pot on so that it can be heating through. And I know this doesn't look like much right now, but it's going to look a lot better later. But I'm going to put some chili powder in there. I just want to get all this tomato off my hands before I do it. So let me do that real quick. Put all these bowls in the sink. Oh, I hear Allie barking at me now. Alright, so I'm going to put a good amount of chili powder in here. I don't know how much, but a pretty good amount. Then I'm just going to stir it up, and I'm just going to let it cook all day until supper time. And we'll have a good supper tonight. We'll just eat it with crackers. That's what we usually do. And the reason why I decided to use those 2 hamburger patties, and I know I told y'all already, but some of you might not have seen that video. The reason why I decided to use those 2 hamburger patties instead of eating them as hamburgers is because they got so dry. It was awful how dry they were. And having them in this, it will not be like that. They'll perk back up in all the liquid that's in here. I am thinking that I might want to put a little bit of water in here. I should have rinsed one of my tomato cans. I don't know if I'm going to need it or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I don't know. I honestly wish I had not cooked those navy beans with the black beans, because now they look gray and they don't look as appetizing. Not navy beans, northern beans, but it's alright. Alright, so there's that. And now I'm going to move this kind of back and put the lid on it. Actually, I don't have it on, y'all. I turned it on, but I didn't ever plug it up. That's sad. So it didn't preheat any. That's okay, though. It doesn't necessarily have to with this. Thankfully, there's nothing raw in there. Actually, everything in here is cooked. It just needs to heat through and love on each other on low for several hours. That's all that needs to happen, just to become good friends. Alright, I'm going to quit tapping that and set myself up to show y'all how I'm going to do the coffee creamer. That's what that is. I'll be back. Okay, so this is super simple, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you there are other ways to do this. Some people use condensed milk and half and half. That's what I like. That's what I prefer. Some people use condensed milk and milk. I have tried that. It's okay, but I don't like it as much as I do the half and half. Some use condensed milk, and heavy whipping cream. That's half and half. Same thing as half and half, because this is heavy whipping cream and milk. So anyways, some put vanilla in it. I have done that. It's good. Some also put like a caramel syrup in theirs. I have not done that, but I'm pretty sure it would be good, but I don't feel like I need that, so I don't do it. So this is all I do. I open up my can of condensed milk, and I try to get all the goodie I can off of it, so not to waste any of it. I use my silicone spatulas and stuff, but since I got this little silicone spoon, I thought I could use it today. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'll be right back. I think I hear a puppy too. Okay, so I did hear the puppies. Noah was letting them out. So all I do is I put this whole can into my quart-sized jar. It's alright if they make noise. And I get all that I can out of here. And then what I'm going to do for the second run of my coffee, because to fill up my thing that I drink every morning, which is really more than 2 cups of coffee, like 2 technical cups, my tumbler, I need to run it twice. It's 2 different sizes, but anyway, what I will do is the second time I'll let it run into this. So that's what I'm going to do now. And I have my collagen in my coffee here, but I'm not going to mess with that yet. That's later. Alright, so this right here will last me 3 to 4 weeks for this size, for the half gallon. But all I do is just fill this up. It's harder to hold the half gallon for me. I usually buy the quart, not the 2 quart. A quart one will last 2 weeks. And I just mix it up, and then you have your coffee creamer. And every day I give it a gentle shake, and mix it a little bit to make sure it's still, you know, together. I probably don't have to do that. And then at the end of this, like after that first week, sometimes I go ahead and make it again in the same jar, and I don't wash it, because it's coming from the same thing here. But sometimes I just go ahead and I run my coffee in this to get all the coffee creamer out, so I don't waste any of the goodness. But you can flavor this any way you want. You can put like caramel flavor, like you can put caramel syrup or whatever in it. You don't have to, but you can. Alright, get that stirred really well. I think that's good. Then I'm going to use the same spoon for whenever I stir my coffee, so I'm just going to stick it in there. And I have these lids I bought from Amazon. I think they're in my Amazon store. And they have a seal in them, and they go perfectly on these wide mouth quart jars. And they open and close. See, I can shake it up, no problem. But they take a little bit to open them, but they open really easily. But I'm going to go ahead and finish up my coffee. And then I'm going to fix my breakfast, because I have not fixed my breakfast yet. And I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday with the bacon in the air fryer and the waffle. So, oh, I got tomato stuff all over the outside of that. But this is what that looks like. Be careful though if you do this, because the can does get hot. But I just pour that in because all the goodie is out of there. And then I just put my creamer in. And I don't think I will ever go to any other creamer other than this from now on. So I've already got one load of clothes washed and dried for today. And yes, I'm skipping subjects or changing subjects. I've got one load washed and dried. I'm about to wash another load. And I gotta do the dishes today. But supper is pretty much done. All I gotta do is let it get happy together. So let me get this up here. So I'm gonna do my breakfast. I didn't do my hair very well. I just kind of pulled it back, but that's okay. I'm dressed. I actually have on a jean skirt today. Y'all can't see it. It's long. It goes down to my ankles. But I got one load of clothes to wash and dry, and I got to empty the dishwasher. But I'm gonna have some breakfast first so I can take my medicine. And because I have to have food whenever I take it, so I'm gonna have to eat breakfast from now on. I have to. So I'll be back later.
A river in the dark, you steer me right, you lit the spark, and I can feel you tearing down every wall. Come one, come all. You're like an early soft red lips and gentle tease. You must have been sent just for me. Come one, come all. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing. My eyes are set on you. Through the fields of young romance, and under blue skies with an open glance, we head over heels, filled with dreams. Come all, everything, just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. When I need just when I need you. You set sail and navigate, but when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing, and my eyes are set on you.
Okay, so I got those two, y'all know my fingers don't work right. Got those 2 chores done. I did the Bible study today. I felt like I was all over the place. I don't feel like it was very good. It was a kind of a mess, but that's all right. And I wanted to tell y'all next week, because my nephew will be here. One of my nephews, I have lots. But anyway, one of them will be here. I will not be having either Bible study next week. I could still do it, but I just don't want to spend it. I mean, I'll still be reading my Bible, but whenever I'm doing the Bible studies, I spend extra time studying, plus the time that I'm doing the actual lives. So I'm just not going to do it next week, just in case. That's just the reason. So next week, no Bible studies for Tuesday and Thursday. I'll still be doing my regular videos, because all I do with those, I mean, I'm still going to be cooking for the family. I'm still going to be doing like chores. I don't share all of my chores. There was a point where I was sharing a whole lot more of my chores than what I share now, but I don't have a schedule anymore, and I really need to get back to that. In fact, I talked about it not long ago with you guys, but yeah, I'm not doing the Bible study, and I felt like today I was just everywhere. I have a habit, whenever I wash one of these, of putting it in my hair so I don't lose it, and then whenever I go back to take my hair down, I put it away. Yeah, and I usually end up washing one because, I don't know, I dropped it on the floor or something. This one, the black one, I actually dropped it into the garbage can in the bathroom, so I decided to wash it. There was actually nothing in the garbage, but it's just the thought of it. So that's just the way it works for me. That's the way my brain works. But yeah, the garbage had just been emptied, so it was a clean bag or new bag or whatever, but it was just that thought. But anyway, I've got those chores done. Supper's smelling delicious. It's going good. It does look different than normal because of the beans I used. I didn't use kidney beans, and those that were gray looking have a little more red tint now, thankfully. But it smells good, and it looks strange because the meat's cut up instead of, you know, how you usually do minced meat or ground meat. But yeah, I don't know what else I'm doing today. I haven't figured it out. I just know I knew that I needed to wash those 2 loads of clothes, get them dried, and I've been trying to get them folded the same day if possible, so I succeeded at that. I got the dish drainer emptied, the dishwasher emptied, the dishes reloaded. I got a couple of things to hand wash. I finally put my Fitbit back on. I haven't taken many, I actually taken quite a few steps since I put it on. I put it on right before I started doing the folding, I think. I think that's when I did it. Anyway, and I've already done like almost 500 steps that fast. Okay, which I don't trust this thing anyway. It's just kind of a guide. I don't even know if I trust it with my heart rate, which usually my heart rate for resting is between 60 and 65. So, I don't know. Anyways, if only it told me my sugar level so I could be keeping up with that too now. Then I would know what my glucose level would be. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm getting off on track, off track to something. I don't know. But something I wanted to talk to y'all about. Let me grab these 3 books real quick. Okay, so I got these 2 books. This one is Heloise's Housekeeping Hints, and it's from '64, but it was originally printed in '62. Yeah, this is the 9th printing. And this one, which is actually talked about on the back, is Heloise's Kitchen Hints. And there's some pretty neat stuff in here. Not that I would do all of it now, but I was wondering if maybe you guys want me to pick some of them and maybe share, like ones that I would actually want to do. maybe share some of the things about what she said and how to do it. And like in the back, I want to say in the back, or maybe it's in this one, the other one, there's tips from other people. Yeah, no, my lips sticking together. This one, weather notes from New Jersey. My husband keeps an old windshield wiper blade beneath the front seat of his car, and in the morning when the dew is heavy, he uses this to clear the glass back, sides, and front before hitting the heavy morning traffic. It's pretty cool. That's a smart thing, to put it so you can, you know, do it yourself for the sides and all. And then this one's the kitchen one. It's got some pretty neat stuff in it. And this was in it whenever I bought it. It's a 4-leaf clover. There's actually 2 of them. And I didn't take them out because if you look, you can see that they've been in this book for a long, long time. And this is where they belong, you know? They belong in the books. Because that's where they've lived for years. I don't know how many years, but years. They were in there when I got it. This is probably where I bought it, and I can't even read it anymore, so I'm going to throw that away. But this one has different recipes. Some of it is. And some of it has like just little tips on how to do different things. Fun stuff about laundry, and I guess laundry was in the kitchen back then. But just fun stuff. So those 2, if you guys want me to share any of it, like do some of the stuff, let me know. And then this one I got recently. I bought it off Amazon. It's a new book. And what it is let's see, it's from 1989, and it's the lady put together a bunch of old Depression era recipes, and I'm going to share some of those, but you know, we're going to try some because why not? But I can't share the actual recipe, I don't think, which I don't know. I've read different stuff, and stuff from bloggers and stuff saying you can. It's just distasteful. I don't want to be distasteful. But, and some people say it's distasteful, some people say it's not, as long as you give credit. It's just, but it's, from what I've read, it's not really against the law. It's not really a copyright infringement in certain cases. It's just according to what you're doing. So, I don't know. Before I ever shared anything, I would have to do more research. But I can always share the link to this recipe book. And I don't know about these 2 books. I don't know if I can share anything. I got these from a thrift store, both the same day. And I just thought they were neat. But if you'd like for me to share any of the stuff from those, let me know. I've had these 2 for years. And there's some fun stuff. I like the old books that, you know, you can see how people, can you please focus on me? Like, you can see how people lived and like what they did and how they cleaned their things and how they cooked their things and how they did the things. So, I don't know what else I'm doing next because, like I said, I've got those 2 chores done. Those are the only ones that I planned to do today because I had the Bible study, which I don't know. Y'all, my allergies are acting stupid too, so that's not helping the situation. I need to find out if it's okay to take allergy medication while on my new medication. I don't think there'd be a problem with it. In fact, whenever I talked to my pharmacist when I got the medicine, because I'd never taken it before, I did ask questions. I asked if there were any vitamins or supplements or anything like that that I shouldn't be taking with it, and she said everything is fine. So, I don't know. It was a different pharmacist. It's not the ones, there's usually 2 there. 2 different ones that I really, really like. This one, I didn't like her as much, and I don't know, she didn't seem as friendly as the other two, I guess is what you could say. And it wasn't terribly busy, so it wasn't that I know of anyway. There wasn't a line of people or anything like that, so I don't know. Maybe she's just that way. Maybe she was having a bad day. I don't know. I'm not going to judge her. It was her first time me seeing her, or my first time seeing her, whatever. Anyway, I don't know if I can take any, I don't know if there's any off limits allergy medication with this, so I need to find out. But I'll be back at some point, even if it's just to show you guys what supper looks like. And I know I've shared chili with you before, and I've actually, today was different than I've ever done it before, because it was different things. There were some similarities, but not all of it, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll be back at some point, and if I figure out something to share, I'll share it. Okay, so this is the chili, and this is what it's going to look like whenever, I mean, it's done. So, I'm just going to leave it going for a little bit until time to eat, because I am going to, I took this out of the freezer. I had made this a while back. It's macaroni and cheese, and Jeff and Noah like to have, like, macaroni with their chili, to have chili mac, or whatever you want to call it. So, I got little dots of stuff everywhere, because it's boiling, even on low. I did have it on high for a little while. But anyways, I'm going to thaw this out and heat it up. And they're going to have that. And I took one of these out because I saw it there. Instead of grating some cheese, I'm just going to use one of these that we bought the other day. And have that. Which I'm going to just stick it in the refrigerator because I've loosened it up. But this I'm going to thaw out and heat up. And that'll be our supper. And I'm not going to show y'all any more of it because that's, you know, leftover macaroni and cheese and the yumminess. It smells so good. Doesn't that look so much better than this morning? So much better. But that's our supper for, what is it, day 82 or something of the Eat at Home challenge. Okay guys, I don't have anything else that I am recording today. It's been a while since I recorded the last bit, but I don't have anything else that I'm recording today. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't even remember what's on the menu plan. Chicken strips, chicken tenders. So I might need to take those out to put into the refrigerator to thaw, or I could just take them out in the morning. And I'm gonna make some potato pancakes out of the leftover cheesy mashed potatoes that I have. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow, so come back for that if you'd like to see it. I don't know how I'm doing the chicken strips yet. I'm thinking, or chicken tenders, I'm thinking about doing either an oven baked chicken tender or oven fried chicken tender, which I've done before and really like that, or which I did with yogurt before and I don't have any plain yogurt, or I may do I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'll see. I guess you'll find out when I find out. But I really don't want to fry them again this time, even though they were really good. I just don't want to fry anything, but I may feel completely different tomorrow. So come back to see how I did the chicken, or how I do the chicken tomorrow. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it. If you like this video, go ahead and do all the YouTube things. If you didn't like it, do them anyway. You might like something that I do later. You never know. Most importantly, leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels. And be sweet.